Hi Frank, so here we are in the Metals and Antiques section of the National Library of France, where we have the amphora of Herakles, Iolaos, and Athena from the Greek Archaic period. But what exactly is an amphora?
Amphora are terracotta vessels that are characterized by their narrow necks and feet, large middles, and tight skinny handles. There were many types of amphora, including the prize amphora and hydra amphora. The prize amphora contained olive oil and were given out as prizes for the Panathenaic Games in Athens, like the Olympic Games. This one is hydra amphora, made for carrying water.
It was made by the potter Pamphios and was painted by Iolaos around 530 BCE. It's made of terracotta and is about 16 inches high, 13.5 inches long, and 10.5 inches in diameter. It's painted with clay slurry, like a varnish, that turns black after being fired in a kiln. Afterwards, they incise details like clothing and weapons. This technique is called black figure painting. You mentioned the Olympic Games. Is it true that Herakles was the founder of the Olympics?
That's what legend says. Here we see Herakles, more commonly known as Hercules, on a horse-drawn chariot. Next to him is a bearded coachman wearing an ivy crown, who is believed to be Dionysus, the god of wine and entertainment.
On the other side of Herakles is Athena, goddess of wisdom and war strategy. She was said to have watched over Herakles' life, almost like a mentor. Here she is seen wearing a high-crested helmet and wielding an aegis.
What's an aegis?
An aegis is like a shield made of goat skin.
Right, and in front of the horses is Hermes, the master god, and he appears to be leading the horses.
He's also wearing a petasus, a low crown with a broad brim. But what's that he's carrying?
He's carrying a caduceus, his signature staff that has two serpents entwined around it with wings on either side.
Hermes is said to be accompanied by Apollo in this piece, who wears a laurel crown and holds a cithara, like a guitar.
And on the top of the amphora is a scene that shows Herakles in combat with the lion Nemea, while Iolaos hosts Athena's club.
Who's Iolaos?
Iolaos was Herakles' nephew.
So let's talk more about the time period where these were from. How do we know who made this?
There is actually an inscription on the vessel which was common for vessels during its time period. This one translates to Euphlatos made me.
This vessel is from the Archaic period, as we said before, which was a period characterized by use of the composite view in paintings and relief figures in sculptures. It was also a time period that followed significant demographic and economic changes.
The Archaic period was known for its preference for dramatic action, and was also heavily influenced by Egyptian art, which you can see in the stances of the figures and also in Greek architecture.
But black figure painting didn't come from the Egyptians, right?
No, the Athenians learned black figure painting from the Corinthians and eventually took over the market of fine-painted ceramics.
Exekias was said to be the master of black figure painting, but eventually red figure painting gained popularity.
What's red figure painting?
Red figure painting was invented in the potter Endocles' studio by an anonymous painter. It is similar to black figure painting, except all the areas that were formerly black were now red, and vice versa. The technique was developed because it was more versatile than black figure painting. They could use brushes instead of carving tools to get a greater range of thickness in lines and more colors.
Right, because black figure was all about dark silhouettes and incised details.
Exactly. There were even some amphora that had black figure paintings on one side and red figure paintings on the other. These were called bilingual vases.